So you got three different movies. They all start with the word "the" and then followed by four letters, and they couldn't be more different. I just noticed that as I was putting my notes together. Let's just get into it. The Crew, original title Braquers, tells the story of Paris's most gifted armed robbers who make a grave mistake and forces them to work for a crime boss in a high-stakes heist. The movie stars Sami Bouajila, Guillaume Gouix, and Youssef Hajdi. I am so not a French guy, so if my pronunciations are off, I apologize. But yeah, the Crew is one of those weird little movies. You know, it's 81 minutes long. I mean, it blink and you miss it kind of movie. And I'm not even sure how it came on my radar. But yeah, it's a strange one because it has a lot of, it seems like it borrows a lot from other bigger movies like Heat. That's it. That's the immediate thing that I thought of. The problem is you don't spend enough time with like any of the characters to really form any sort of connection to them. So when the bad things start to happen, you're just kind of like, oh, that happened. That's bad. The only character that I really had any sort of connection with, really, was the character played by Guillaume Gouix. He seemed to have a lot of things going on in his life outside of his work that that made me interested and kind of a little bit invested. But at the same time, there wasn't enough of it to really nail that home, and especially when the movie ends, right? I mean, I'm not going to give away anything, but the movie just kind of ends, and you're just kind of like, oh, okay, so they did the thing. I guess my biggest complaint about the movie is that it seems like they came up with some ideas like, oh, it'd be really cool if we did this scene or a scene like this, and then it'd be really cool if we had a scene like this, and then it really hit home that, oh, that person didn't make it, and you're just kind of like, but I don't even know who that person was. So it's a weird thing. It seems like a half baked story. It doesn't seem like it has a full arc to it. It just kind of like this happens, then this happens, then this happens, and oh, it's over. If I had to give it a rating, I'd probably give it like 2 and 3/4 stars. I mean, if you're surfing around on Netflix and you can't find anything to watch, I mean, you could do worse for sure. But it's just this movie's just not going to stick with you. So, you know what? Let's just get to The Hunt. Written by Nick Cuse and Damon Lindelof and directed by Craig Zobel, The Hunt tells the story of 12 strangers who wake up in a clearing. They don't know where they are or how they got there. They don't know that they've been chosen for a very specific purpose, the hunt. The movie stars Betty Gilpin, Hilary Swank, Wayne Duvall, and Ethan Suplee. This one had been on my list ever since the controversy was going around. Oh, the Republicans say it's this, and the Democrats are saying it's this. And look, I'm a very not political person. I don't understand why these people can't talk to each other, and there's just what you hear from most of all is like the extremists. But anyway, we're not getting into that. This movie it doesn't hold up. It doesn't hold up to the controversy surrounding it. It's like if people actually had watched the movie, they'd go, why are we arguing about this movie? It does start out in a very sort of familiar trope, right? The kind of, oh, you just wake up and you're in this thing. I actually like the fact that it just drops you into it, and that's actually pretty cool. But it's very reminiscent of other things we've already seen, like the Hunger Games. I mean, let's be honest, it's like the Hunger Games. And really, this is another one. It's a very short movie. It's an hour and 30 minutes. I watched it on HBO Max, but it's a strange one because you're sort of feeling your way through it, sort of like the characters are, and you don't know really who the good guys and the bad guys are. Like, do we know if these people that are being hunted, are they good people or bad people? We don't really know. And honestly, that's the weird thing, is that there doesn't really seem to be a clear protagonist and a clear antagonist. So it's hard to care. I don't want to go into spoilers here or anything like that, just in case you do want to see it, because this is one of those movies I heard good things about it, I heard bad things about it, and I still wanted to see it. I saw the trailer and was like, yeah, I'm in. I want to see what this is all about. But what's happening is there's flashbacks that take place that sort of explain how this came to be. And honestly, by that point, I'd already started to lose interest and I just didn't care anymore. Again, the controversy around this movie is kind of baffling, because I think that's the most annoying thing about it, is that they do all of these things to sort of, clue you into that this is like a hot button, the current issues and all that stuff. And yet it doesn't take any sort of stance at all. Like, I mean, at least there should be something, but it just, again, just ends. And you're like, why? If I had to give this movie a rating, I think I have to give it like a 2.5 stars, because it actually was annoying me. By the end of the movie, I was actually kind of upset. Not because the movie was poorly done, poorly acted. I mean, Betty Gilpin's fine, Hilary Swank is fine, but it's like, why though? But why? You might be listening to me and say, oh, this is totally not worth my time. Honestly, I mean, if you saw the trailer and you thought it looked like fun, I mean, give it a shot. You might like it, but it just didn't really work for me. So let's just get to The Call. Directed by Chung-Hyun Lee, The Call is a South Korean film that tells the story of two people who live in different times. Seo-Yeon lives in the present and Young-Sook lives in the past. One phone call connects the two, and their lives are changed irrevocably. The movie stars Park Shin-Hye and Jong-Seo. This movie was recommended to me by our good buddy Leon. Thank you, Leon. This was definitely, of the 3 movies that I'm reviewing today, this one was definitely the best. And yeah, South Korea, I just gotta say, South Korea is just knocking it out of the park right now. I would say it's amazing, but it's really not. They seem to just go for it. And some of the most imaginative stories I've ever seen. And there are more like really, really interesting ideas in this movie that could probably fill 3 movies in Hollywood. The cinematography in this movie is really, really, really well done. I mean, I really enjoyed the look of everything, and including the use of special effects and visual effects. It's tastefully done and really, really well done, except for one scene. One scene was a little, but I really, really enjoyed the look of the movie. I mean, I just watching it, almost passively just watching it. It was nice. Again, no spoilers here, but there are things in the movie that if you stop and if you really think about it, it just doesn't make sense. And it doesn't connect logically. There are those little problems, but because I was enjoying the performances and the look of the movie and everything that I was enjoying, I didn't care that much. And I just basically shut my brain off and just say, okay, just take me on this ride. Whatever you're trying to say here, just say it. It's fine. This movie's sort of a horror movie, but a drama and a cool, almost, I guess, supernatural kind of sci-fi element. I don't even know. Like, it's never, that part of it is never explained, how this phone call connects 2 people in 2 different times. But it's just really, really well done, and I enjoyed it immensely. I would recommend this one definitely over the other 2. I mean, if you've got the choice, I would definitely watch The Call over the other 2. But I'd probably give it like a 3.25 out of 4 stars. I mean, I think that's a pretty good movie. So The Crew, The Hunt, and The Call. I mean, you got 1 really good one and 2 kind of okay ones. I'm kind of curious if anybody else has seen these and what you think of them. Leave those comments down below and we will discuss it, because that's kind of fun. But also, I do want to say thank you to the I guess this new wave of subscribers that have come over to the channel. I really do appreciate it. As a small channel, I appreciate each and every one of you. So I hope you enjoy your stay. But thank you so much for watching this one, and we'll see you on the next one.